I watched. I listened to Kamaru Usman's podcast with Joe Rogan when he first won the title, and he said he can't do cardio. He can't do any cardio whatsoever. Welcome back to the MVP podcast. Today we're back with the final episode that we're covering for the UFC fight card on Fight Club. Today we're covering UFC 245. Now, Danny, how stacked was that card?
That card wasn't stacked. That card was stacked.
Double stack.
That was bang for your buck. You know what I mean? That was probably one of the best cards I've seen for a long time in the UFC, to be honest with you.
Those fighters didn't disappoint.
No.
They're
3
100%.
championship belts on the line in one night.
That's mad.
That's the main card.
That's
not even getting into the prelims.
Yeah, exactly. There was some big fights there. We're going to go just on the main 3 fights, the main 3 title fights, because we've not got enough time to cover all of them. But just briefly touching on Amanda Nunes, the women's champion.
The Lioness.
Wow. First time she was tested maybe a little bit. Maybe in her career or maybe since she's become champion. What did you make of her performance there?
She's just too good, man. I don't see anyone technically beating her, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? She's had the belt for quite some time now.
She's got 2.
She's got 2, yeah. Undisputed, really undisputed, you know what I mean? And she's bringing in crowds, man. You know what I mean? Her home country love her. Even like the likes of Clarissa Shields, who is, undisputed boxing champion, are going to watch her. Yeah. So I think she's going to be at her perch for a while, to be honest with you. I don't see her coming down. Unless it can be a shock result like what Holly Holmes did to Rousey. Yeah. I can't see anyone sort of viably. I mean, they had talks about Cyborg and stuff like that, but that's cross promotion.
Cyborg's gone now, isn't it? Cyborg's gone to Invicta, whatever it's called.
So, I mean, they're not going to do the cross promotion thing. So, yeah, she's going to be on that perch for a while, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be honest with you, in the women's division, let's just be honest, there's no one that's going to stop her. So we might as well just stop it there because we're discussing a bunch of nobodies. One-hit wonders, maybe Buster Douglas's. Andy Ruiz Jr.'s, people like that, one-hit wonders.
Ruiz like that, man.
Listen, he was a one-hit wonder. He didn't turn up, but forget that. Next one, which was a big fight, a huge fight. We had Alexander Volkanovski against the champ, the man, Blessed MMA, Max Holloway. That was one of the best fights that I've seen this year, until we saw the main event.
Yeah.
But that fight itself, I mean, wow. Talk about game plan.
I say a lot of time, yeah. I say chess.
Yeah.
But that was some flipping going into war, tactical nukes, you know what I mean? Going around the corner, going around here.
Yeah.
Like, they had a game plan. Mm-hmm. They stuck to that game plan. That game plan was so efficient.
Yeah.
Honestly, with no disrespect to Max Holloway.
Yeah.
But he didn't look like he was even in that fight.
No, I disagree there. I think for 2 rounds, he did look neutralised a little bit. 3rd round, he started coming in a little bit more. 4th and 5th round, I think he won.
It was all too little, too late, though.
It might have been too late, but you know what it was? It wasn't too little, too late. It was the fact that his mobility was getting taken from him. Slowly, his mobility was getting taken away from him. The right leg.
With
and then he had to swap. Kicks. Then he had to switch into southpaw. Now, normally he switches by choice. He had to switch by force, and he was put into that position for too long. So, that's what I think ultimately, like you say, you couldn't have put it better. The game plan stifled his attack. He thought he won. Now, I can see why he might have thought he won, because he landed a lot more upper body shots. In the rounds, he landed more upper body shots as well in the later rounds. But I had it 3-2 to Volkanovski, so I'm going to give him that. I think Holloway, because obviously how gifted he is, he's only 28, he'll be back, he'll get a rematch.
Yeah, he'll get a rematch. They'll get it on, and hopefully he can, now that he's fought him, he can sort of learn from his playbook and look for ways of neutralising him. And
I think he could stop him. I think he could definitely win on a rematch.
He's got the ability and he's got the talent as well. Sure. So without a doubt, we'd take nothing away from him in that sense. But
do you know what's crazy? We're going to switch on to the main event now. Kamaru Usman against Kobe Chaos Covington.
Donald Trump supporter.
Yeah. Now, just before we get into that fight, there's one thing that Kamaru Usman was doing, and I know Covington wasn't throwing with as much, with as much barrage as what's his name? Volkanovski was doing. But one thing, when he was throwing the leg kicks, I always noticed, and you probably can't see my leg here, but Kamaru Usman was sliding the leg back to avoid any contact whatsoever. Now, that's something maybe that Max Holloway can do going into, you know, a rematch potentially is he can slide the left back so he doesn't take the kicks. But yeah, that's just completely separate. It's just one thing I noticed real quick there in that fight. So on to the main event. I mean, I thought the co-main event was just fireworks.
Yeah.
The main event, I thought it was going to be grappling. I thought it was going to be wrestling. I thought it was going to be takedown after takedown after takedown. I thought it was going to be, you know, suffocating them at the ring. I thought it was going to be all of that. I did not expect 24 minutes and I think it was 9 seconds of warfare.
War.
It was toe to toe. It was shot after shot. It was no running away. It was no hiding. It was one of the best fights of the year. And the amount of clean shots that were landed. I mean, I don't feel sorry for Covington.
No, without
but
doubt.
He must have broke his jaw because he felt like he said he broke his jaw.
It was announced on the third round when Usman hit him with that straight right.
Went to the corner.
His mouth was open.
Yeah.
You never have your mouth open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He connected with it and his jaw moved out of place. He said, look, I broke my jaw. And you know what? Credit to him, man.
Yeah.
He still fought in them 2 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
And mate, you weren't in that. I think he won that 4th round.
The 4th round, he definitely won. In my
with
opinion.
a broken jaw.
Wow.
With a broken jaw.
I've got to give him a lot of respect. I don't like what he believes in. I don't like the way he acts. I think he's a bit over the top.
But that's his marketing plan.
That's his marketing plan. That's his marketing plan.
That's how he gets people.
Yeah, that's how he gets people in.
Yeah.
Get the punters in, as they say.
More like people graze their leg now and they start crying, mate. Yeah, this guy's fighting with a broken jaw. But he deserves a broken jaw, I ain't gonna lie.
No, he you know what? He put on an absolute clinic. You know, with his shots, he just kept hitting and hitting and hitting.
It's that classic style, innit? It's that you got the technical fighter in Usman, you know what I mean, picking apart the right shots and only shots he wants to throw, conserving his energy. Yeah. And then you've got, you know, E Honda effectively, 1,000 hands and that, just blasting from left and right. So it was really good, man. And, you know, you can't say both of them haven't got chins, man. I saw some of the shots they took on the chin. Wow. Literally knocks them back and straight back into it.
I know. And do you know what?
The body shots.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman, he clocked onto that and he started using that. Covington did it early, but then he didn't go back to it, and I was a bit disappointed about that. It's
them body shots, and it's them leg kicks that were when he was piercing the toe inside his inner body. Yeah. Usman was doing that to Covington that slowed him down. It slowed him down in 2 of the rounds.
That's what I mean. Covington started it off because Covington landed the better body shots at the beginning, but he didn't follow up on that. Usman clicked onto that and decided to start running with that, and it proved effective. I don't think that Covington slowed down, if I'm going to be honest, because he was relentless for 4
No, he definitely took the wind out of his sails compared to his last fight against Lola.
But he's fighting a guy with similar cardio, like not in similar cardio, but a similar sort of motor, relentless. Lola, as great as he is, and he's an absolute legend, he's not that at that age anymore. He's about 37, 38.
I genuinely thought that Covington would obviously, in terms of ferocity and, you know, just going all out, I thought he'd not win the fight, but he'd beat Usman in terms of that. But
on that side, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, because like I said, I think the tactic of slowing him down and putting the wind in his sails did slow him down. I do feel like it generally slowed him down.
It might have slowed him down a bit. Maybe it slowed him down a bit. Maybe the broken jaw didn't help, but he performed well in that 4th round. Even though it was a close 4th round. It wasn't like he destroyed him.
Close 4th round. It was a close whole fight.
It was a close whole fight.
Barring the knockout, you know, one judge had it 3-1 Covington, I disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
That's a load of trash.
Yeah.
You know, let's keep it PG and that. But, you know, one judge had it as a draw.
Yeah.
And one judge did it
3-1 Usman.
3-1 Usman. So, yeah, it was a difficult
I could have seen either one of those cards, not the first card.
Yeah.
I'm glad he finished him off.
Yeah.
It kind of puts him to sleep. It shuts him up.
Do you see how he just legged it?
I know, man.
No press interview, just tail between his legs.
I know, he just ran.
Yeah.
But, you know, let's just assume that he was going because he needs to get checked out medically. Let's just assume that it's that. Let's just give him that.
It's kind of hard to talk with a broken jaw, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't...
I like Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly. You know, where's Eric and Donald then? You know, get out of here. But for Usman now, there's a multitude of fights that he can have.
He's on an 11 winning streak, innit?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
That's
He's one behind Tony Ferguson and Khabib.
Yeah.
Who are fighting each other.
That's mad, isn't it?
I can't wait for that.
That's mad.
I cannot wait for that.
That's mad.
I cannot wait for that. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Kamaru Usman fight my guy, BMF title holder, baddest mother out there, Masvidal.
Yeah, because he's like, third in the rankings now, Masvidal, for the welterweights?
He is indeed. And
considering he's beat the second, you know what I mean? Why not? Who's first in those rankings?
It's Kamaru.
Yeah.
And then it's Covington.
Are you sure?
No, sorry, it's not.
There's one person there.
It's one other guy. We're gonna have to double check that. I can't remember. Tyron Woodley. How can I forget my boy Tyron Woodley?
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley.
So maybe that rematch can sort of thingy as well, because Woodley's a very popular fighter, man.
I could see Covington probably slipping to 3 and Masvidal probably jumping up. Yeah, Woodley a rematch. I'm not sure about that just yet. I think the way Kamaru made Usman look. Now I've watched Woodley a lot.
Kamaru made Usman look.
The way he made him look. Honestly, I've never. Woodley. What did I say?
You said Kamaru made
Did
Usman
I mix
look.
it up there?
Yeah.
I apologize, people. He's on point. I'm not. But yeah,
the graft is real, man. We wake up early morning, watch the fight, come straight to the studio to record. Just for you guys,
Absolutely.
put that mad fire content out there.
And while you've done that, you've made me remember as well. So yeah, the way Kamaru Usman made Tyron Woodley look, I've never seen anything like it. I swear, I've seen Tyron Woodley dominate people. He made him look like he had no arms, no legs, like he couldn't move, like he'd given up.
That's the most exciting thing about any combat sport, innit?
But that fight wasn't exciting. That fight was quite boring in the sense that there was nothing going on. It was holding, it was just grappling. In that sense, from a sort of technical point of view, it was great. From a outsider point of view or from a neutral point of view, it was quite boring.
I guess it depends on who you are, innit? Like I said, you know me, I like the tactical stuff because it's very mind. You know what I mean? It's not just, there's a massive thought process to it. Like you have
of course there is. It's like a chess game.
Research. You have to look at the person. You have to look at strengths, look at weaknesses. There's a lot more in that than there is in just going gung hao and trying to win that way. That's why I always find.
I agree.
And I always give more respect to those tactical fighters.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more effort needed there. There's a lot more motivation needed there. You know what I mean? It's harder work.
I just think Woodley has a little bit more to prove, even though he was like the defending champ before he came in. He's just got a bit more to prove now for me because he was neutralized to a point where I think a rematch wouldn't go any different. That's
so
would
you say Covington fights Woodley and
I think that's a fair fight.
Masvidal goes for
I would actually love to see that fight because I think Woodley's another guy who would shut Covington up. I think Covington is for real. He's for real, absolutely for real. But I think a fight with him and Woodley, I think they're obviously both wrestlers. It would good to see that grappling side of it as well. The only thing is Covington could overrun him with the punches. He doesn't have the same chin as Kamaru, so who knows?
I say though, intensity for Kamaru. I know we haven't touched on that yet. The way he was staring down the soul of Covington, man, that was some.
You know what? I'm surprised because I'm a huge UFC fan, yeah, and whenever I can listen to a podcast or check out a video, I'm always on it. And I watched, I listened to Kamaru Usman's podcast with Joe Rogan when he first won the title, and he said he can't do cardio. He can't do any cardio whatsoever. His knees won't allow him to do cardio. So he literally has no cardio, but yet he has an engine like that. For 24 and a bit minutes, he was on point. He did slow down a little bit.
It's his work ethic.
But
everyone says about him that his work ethic is phenomenal.
But with no cardio.
That is incredible. I'm very surprised.
That was ridiculous. I could not believe it. Joe Rogan was baffled. He couldn't believe it. He had to ask him again. He's like, yeah, man. No cardio
I think it might be them powdered yams and stuff like that.
I don't know what it is. Well,
I think it's that soul food, that jollof.
Kobe Covington was saying, "Oh, you got to piss in a cup and all of that. You're on drugs. Your team. You all take drugs out there. 365.
He sold the fight, innit? He sold the fight. Is what Covington did.
Covington had to. I'll be honest with you, because Usman's not that kind of guy. He tried to rise for the occasion a little bit and help sell it on his side a little bit.
I like the fact that it didn't get under his skin though.
He didn't. But
you know how calm you gotta be.
Did it not remind you of a one Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor?
Yeah, very, yeah.
It was. And you know what, Conor McGregor, Kobe Covington is the next kind of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he does rip off that
the
thing,
women, the
cheap
suits, everything. He's trying to do that on that level. He's trying to get to that next level, which rate him, man, because it's hard being the most hated man.
You know what? He does play that villain role very well. I'll give you that.
He's got the haircut. Yeah. He's got the face for it. He's got the style. He's got the attitude. He's cussing out his own team, calling them snowflakes.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that going for him. So he will give him fights and he will get him to the table without a doubt.
You know what?
But then he's got the ability as well, isn't it? Yeah, because we don't like him. I feel like we're not giving him his props.
I got to give him respect because he's one of the only guys who can actually back up the talk. Like yesterday, who knows if he hasn't got a broken jaw? Who knows? Maybe and the judges kind of favoured him a little bit. Who knows that last round? I personally, up until the good shot that Kamaru Usman landed, I had him winning the last round. I think it was about 2 minutes in, I had him winning that round. I was like, Kamaru's slowing down. Then he started landing a few bombs.
But that's just how difficult it was to score, because I had it different.
The last round? Up until
fifth.
The fifth, yeah. 2 minutes in, I had him winning, Covington winning quite easily, quite comfortably, landing shots, Usman slowing down, then slowly started applying the pressure, and then he got the finish, and I was like, do you know what? I'm glad he got the finish, because I could see this potentially going down the middle. You know, even though I don't think it was, but you know how judges are. Yeah. They're always scoring it weird.
It's the pressure, innit? It's the pressure being in like Vegas and home fighters and all that, without getting too much into that. You know, you'll send me off on a tangent here about corruption in mixed martial arts and UFC and boxing, but
no, absolutely. But you know, but I think, you know, for this card, we're gonna have to call it there. But just before we do go, next year we've got Cowboy Cerrone and Conor Notorious McGregor coming back. That's going to be absolutely huge. We've got Khabib already signed up.
That's going to be more of a circus.
No, I know, but
I'm telling you, like, Cowboy's not a good fighter, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Don't disrespect the Cowboy.
I'm sure he's lost, 7 of his last 10 fights.
This guy fights every other week, man. He literally is there already, and he can bang. If he catches McGregor...
He's not a top quality opponent.
I'm not saying McGregor's going to lose, but McGregor's been out for a long time as well. Who knows what McGregor's motivation is?
I'm telling you, that's a circus, man. I don't...
You know,
it's to get him back. Hopefully they want McGregor to win and they start building him up again.
No, that's what they have to do.
He's calling out Khabib for a rematch that he doesn't deserve.
He's not going to get that. He's not going to get that just yet. I mean, he wants to try and overtake Justin Gaethje and kind of jump the gun. And I don't think that should happen just yet. Let him build his monster again. And let's see what happens. We've got John Jones against Dominic Reyes. That's going to be absolutely blockbuster as well. I expect Jones to do business, but you know, who knows? Let's see. Reyes undefeated. We've got Ferguson and Khabib in April.
4 times
we've got. I mean, I'm probably missing
4 times that fight has been rescheduled or cancelled or something.
5th time lucky, they say, innit?
Yeah, mate.
If it's not 3rd time lucky, 4th time, 5th time lucky. You know, fingers crossed, as they say. Fingers crossed.
That's big,
Inshallah, as we say. You know, that's all we can hope is that fight happens. You know, I'm probably missing a whole host of other fights, but those are the top 3 I could think of. Top 3 cards coming up. So, yeah, that's going to be it now for this episode of the UFC 245 review. Be sure to check out, you know, all our other UFC videos, our boxing videos, our basketball, football videos, if that's what you're interested in. You know, be sure to share, like, subscribe if you haven't already. And, you know, we just want to thank you guys. You know, we've had a massive intake of subscribers over the past 4 or 5 weeks, you know, so I probably can't say it enough. You know, we can't say it enough. Thank you very much to every single one of you that's tuned in. As I said, this will probably be the last UFC card that we cover for the year. So, Danny, it's been an absolute pleasure. You know, we've got a little surprise for the fans.
Oh, you're not ready. You're not ready. Believe me, you're not ready.
We've got one more show to record at some point before the end of the year. That's a little surprise for you guys.
Just put it this way: at the end of the year, opening the new year, what does every city do? They put on fireworks. Our video is gonna be bang.
Exactly. But yeah, just before we go, there's always one last thing I gotta do. What's the number 1 rule of Fight Club, Danny?
I want someone in the comment section to put this. But it is, we talk about Fight Club. Peace.
Peace.